Alright, so I connected this whole section here and I aligned it in a way where it looks like that, as you can see. If I would have done it flat, this whole thing would have been that way, and that didn't look right. So I made it this way, and obviously I'm going to be putting some plates around here to cover all this up. Put a little bit of greebly action in here. Here's a little thruster, which I'm about to pop out. It's a little tough on that. I don't want to pop it out all the time. This was a bit of a chore to do because at first I was going to do the same BS that I did with the other one, but I'm in a time crunch here, so you have to work with what you got. So I put a plate there in between the two negative and positive cable wiring for the light to be in this position, and of course it's technically centered and goes on like that fine, no big deal. The wires are split. I soldered them onto two wires that goes right through there, since this is the spacing where the controller node goes in. And of course I put the plates here and here, adjust it, put some black tape for the separation of the wires, and then I'm going to be covering up all this goodness. And I have the other one done as well, and I have tape on it. I'm just waiting for this to dry because this thing was taking a long time to dry. And I was using the Loctite, but I'm done with Loctite. I ran out. Fortunately, I was at the store and I purchased this super glue from Gorilla that comes with a brush and nozzle. This is really strong stuff. The minute you put on it on the part, after 10 seconds, it's already glued on together. The one thing this one took a little longer, and I don't know why I had better adhesions with this than I did with this, and I had to put tape on it to hold it on together. I did not know why, but that I'm not touching for at least a day because I want that thing nice, nice and tight. And I'll probably put something around it. I have no idea. But yeah, I got these two together like so. I made sure that they were lined up properly. So that looks like that. And then just to make sure that the light works, and there's the negative and there is the positive. Nice. There we go. I don't know if it's a wiring issue, but yeah, no. There we go. Cool. Once this thing is dry, then I need to figure out the wiring, because now I need to connect the controller node to this, then the other controller node, because now I got to drill a hole around here, maybe here for that and here for that, for the two things here. And now let's talk about, we'll put this to the side, leave that alone. Let's talk about this, the plate the part that I'm actually going to use for the I-field generator. I cut this plate as a kind of like a point of reference so I can cut around it, but I want to centerize it so that way I can put the LED light on it. Where are you, LED light? There we go. Right? And then this is the one that changes color. Right now we're in red, now we're in green. I'm sorry if it's off. In a few seconds we should be in blue, and then go back into red again, or purple, and then red. I love this. There was the faster one, but I think I like this one slower version. So yeah, this will go here. I believe I have a clear part that I can put on this. I gotta find it. If not, I could always take clear plastic. There's ways to do this where you can put clear on it and hold it up, and then I may put something here. Well, let me explain. So this goes to this like that, and then this part, which I'm about to cut, will go there at the end. I was gonna do this, but I think that was a little dumb because the other one doesn't have it. So I'm not doing that. I'm getting rid of this whole section. I cut that, put it back there like so, give it some structure and support around it, and then I'm going to probably do it this way, not this way, this way. Put it like that. I'm going to take some plates and I'm going to do like a way we're funneling the plates here, here, here. So the light source is funneling outwards. On the side of the plates, I want to put something a little like something reflective, so it brings out the light more, reflects more. I picked this up online, these little reflective things that I've seen on people's builds. They like to cut the eyes off and put it on the heads of Gundam kits, or use it to put it on sensors and things like that. It has a very good, nice little shine to it, as you can see. But I want to do it in a way to reflect the light around it. So I'll put one like in the base here, and then on the side, so that way it'll come out nice. And then once I get the wire, the whole thing rigged up, then it'll connect to that. So I'm going to start focusing on this. Let's see what I can make out of it. Alright, so I decided to work on the base a little bit more because I knew that the base needs a little bit more strengthening. And I super glued this piece from one of the action bases onto this. Since this is the strongest part of this part that I really like, make sure it's nice and tight there. I applied an ample amount of Gorilla's super glue. And we probably heard about this from other people, other builders. If you use like Tamiya's extra thinning cement, or I think if not Tamiya, Mr. Hobbies cement. Those cements, if you use them on styrene sheets, they intend to melt together and form a bond. Super glue is a different animal. It doesn't melt the part. It will stick to it. Like, I mean, there's a greater strength adhesion. But I don't like to use this on smaller parts. I like to use that one if I have to merge two styrene sheets together. But for this, I use the super glue. Now, I put another plate over this because the one that I had under this was a thinner plate. I'm using 0.5 millimeters on this, and I got it to the point where it's aligned to a point, but I can actually bend it to a certain degree. I haven't glued this yet. I want to put some guides on it, and considering that I have ran out of the point of the 1 millimeter, the 1 millimeter, the 2 millimeter styrene sheets, putting them on this, I didn't want to do it. Plus, I like these little parts here, these square styrene sheets from Evergreen, and I want to get more. I ran out of this. I want to get one to put here and here to hold it into place, but it's going to be glued on, so it's never going to move. But I want to put something there to give it more reinforcement. I don't want this thing. I don't want to glue it and then all of a sudden it pops out. Plus the fact that glue has a tendency of, during time turning brittle and maybe popping out even further. So I need to strengthen it even further. Maybe I'll apply more glue, maybe to apply something else. I don't know yet. But I got this one taken care of and ready to go once I get more of these. Now, this little contraption. Now, I cut this part here, and like I said, I didn't have any more styrene sheets. What I did was I took 5 sheets of 0.5 millimeter. So this is 2 millimeters thick right there. I cut the edges there and I put it there, but it's uneven. I also have this block here that you see here that's made out of these. That's what I was using in it. I made a specific design, alright, so oh good, my air conditioner worked off. So what I did was, with this block, I took 4 of these, put them together, super glued them, then strengthen it with another thin plate of styrene sheet over it. Then I made 2 holes under this, don't know if you could see it. So I can put two 5mm pegs in there. So it's on this to hold these holes right there. So that is my male connector. My female connector, I custom made it as a block, as you can see here. So, and I put it in a specific angle. Here's the angle, because this thing is a little off. So it can slide in like this. And then I can take it off. This, I gotta clean up so I can put it in here, right there if I can. It's a little thick because I didn't cut the edges off, but I'm going to start cutting it so that way it aligns up properly, so it'll go down like that. This is just a rough estimate idea, and that will hold it in. Not completely though, because I'm going to cover this area up and, you know, just a little gap, but something here to hold up the back area of this. I haven't put speaking of this back area, where is that? Did I put this in place? You have to forgive me, I have a bit of a mess here. I put this away, saying to myself, I may need this when the time comes. I hate it when I put the stuff away and I can't find it. Basically, and I'll use this as maybe you guys will remember, it's that part that was holding these two parts together under it when you assembled the original assault pack, and I'm thinking of put it down here as well to support it in and added some strength, but I don't know yet. So that I have to figure that out. So I gotta clean this up further and then try to create the framework. Now I've already soldered this parts together, as you could see. So I have the connector that goes directly into the pod on the left and the pod on the right. The soldering also connects the light source here in the back. And I have the here it is. I have this part here ready to go, where this goes in between all this. This is the positive and negative, which of course will be connected to both of these, and then this will go down here all the way to this. I'm having second thoughts. And I'm saying that because even though this controller is great to turn it on and off, I'm more inclined not to put the RF controller inside this, because I'm predicting how wire management will look inside of this. This part is thin enough to put in there, but I wanted to put two, and I haven't even begin drilling the whole location where the wire is going to connect to the Canon and to the I-field generator, which I just showed you guys before. Plus the fact that it's going to be another layer of wiring. I'm doing the math again, and I'm thinking maybe I should do all the lighting on one negative and one positive wire, so it will take the hit of 3 watts. And then I was thinking maybe instead of putting the controller in there, maybe put the controller down here. I don't know yet. That I still haven't figured out. There are certain things that are hindering me. One, I'm not going to be using the thick connectors for the weaponry. I purchased a thinner male-female connector. That's perfect. I was looking for it and I found it, and it was the same one that hopefully it's the same one that I got from when I built the Providence last year. So that I ordered. I'm waiting for that to come to the mail. So I'm just right now in the middle of doing all the other stuff in between until I get those wiring and then put them together. So I'm waiting for that. I need to go to the hobby store and get myself styrene sheets at 1 and 2 millimeters a piece. I'm not going to cake styrene sheets, and you know, it's going to take me a long time. So I'm just going to get the ones that are already been, that are, you know, that scale, and maybe look for the other parts that I'm looking at, because I need to now, once I have everything that I need, the wiring, I want to finally seal this together, so that way it's now gives me that look and feel of what it, you know, what to work with there. So yeah, this is just a little bit more work to do here. Alright, so I kind of ran into a little bit of a problem with the LED controller. When I was testing it, and I've tested this before, the battery with the light will turn on with the batteries that I have set up. Especially when I was using this battery. Now, for those of you who don't know what kind of battery this is a CR1220 3-volt battery, right? And basic electronics 101, 3-volt LED light and 3-volt battery will turn on. And since I'm going to be doing a parallel instead of a serial, I could put all the lights onto one 3-volt battery. That works in theory. It does. But when I was using this controller, and this is actually the first time I'm actually going to be implementing and using this controller for this build. At first, when I put it on, it worked. It turned on. But when I do it again, and I'm putting the positive and the negative on this, and these are already latched on, it won't turn on at all. I did this for testing when it was inside the actual hull. I thought, okay, I'll get the RF controller, the RF wireless controller, and turn it on. But as you can see, it won't turn on. Now this battery is good, because if I take this, put it here, it turns on. And I was trying to find out what was I doing wrong. Now I did open up another package for the RF controller, thinking, okay, maybe it got DOA'd or something like that, and tested it. It worked, but when I do it the second time, same issue, and I could not figure out why this was not working. So I began going online and trying to find out what could be the real reasons this will not turn on. And I found it. And it's not that it's the wrong battery, it's not the wrong wattage, it's probably how much power or how much energy that's in these 3-watt batteries. Because remember, if I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong, you guys could be correcting me, I believe there's amperage, and then there's wattage, and then there's voltage. So I don't know how much voltage that's in here to continue on giving power to that LED light, but also how much is pumping through here, because remember, this requires a little bit of power as well to accept the signal from the RF controller. So I pulled out this little battery here. This is a DL2032. It's a little bit thicker, bigger, more, and I think it has more power. And when I put it to this, ta-da, it turns on. And if I take the controller, it turns on and off, on and off. I can lower the bright. I can do this, that, or that. Different modes. Go back to the original mode. All that stuff. So it's the battery. Now, I made a bit of an error because I have this, and I thought this will fit to something that was in my line of sight just a moment ago. Oh, there it is. About these little battery cases, which can hold up to 2 the 2032s. The only problem was this is a CR 2032s. This is a DL 2032, and I tried this on, I tested it out because I had another one, but I had to test it out with 2 LED lights because this one, I can't tell, can this work with a single battery for me to do all what I was going to do. But in the end, I said to myself, all right, maybe I got the wrong battery, so I'll put this away for future builds, and I won't use these batteries. I would like to use them, but no, because I want at least a little bit of a reassurance that the kit will be on during the entire show. Remember, this kit will be on for a good 24 hours. So I ordered a case of 2 AAA battery case. Sorry, a case that will hold 2 AAA batteries. AAA batteries are 1.5 watts each. So when you put 2 of them together, it's a complete 3 watts, and they have more voltage in there. Or amperage. I don't know, I keep forgetting. Basically, they have more juice, and it will be more powerful enough to use this. Now, I ordered something online, so I'm hoping to get it this week so I can connect it to this. If I don't get it in time, I hope I get it in time, but if I don't get it in time, I have a backup, which I'll have to cannibalize soon. Now, going back to these, and this is something that I need to show you first. Ooh, I thought I closed that. I have a bit of a mess here, guys, as you can see. Okay. So, I've decided not to put this inside the case, inside the hull, because I thought maybe it would be too crowded in there, especially if you have to put more wiring. Instead, my intention would be put them here. And then seal it up. Create the custom connectors here, solder them here, so that way I can connect them on, and then these will be fed down here through a hole down there, and then I'll put the battery pack here. Now the height of this is too small. I'm going to start working on increasing the height by good maybe half an inch, maybe a full inch, just so I can then get the battery pack under here. I was thinking of maybe getting the battery pack in here, but it's too narrow for that, and I'm not going to custom make a case in here as well. So that will be the intention of putting it in here, so that way all I need to do is connect it once I slide it in there. And speaking of sliding it in there, here is the box connection that you see, which I've made. It's a little rough around the edges, as you can see, but I made two connections here. This one's should be tight. Alright, that's good. So let's do a test run on this. Hopefully this will work. So I'll just guide that through these 2 holes. Here's my guides, and then put that there. I'm gonna raise this a bit because it's not supposed to go. There we go. And then this goes back here for supporting of this. There we go. Once everything is all glued in and all the wirings are done, plus where is that other thing? Yep, there it is. Yeah, this one I'm just going to have to go up a little higher. Okay, this one is hitting that, so I'm going to have to cut that a bit. Yeah, this one needs to be readjusted a bit. So that's the kind of the idea of it. And then, supposedly, if I want to take it out, this is going to be rough. Alright, leave that on. This will come out easily like that. Then I'll just slide it back in again, like so. Then the connections will be down here where I can connect it and then slide it into something to hold it in. That's the thing that I need to figure out, like connect it, slide it into the gap, the whatever I'm going to put back here to hold up the back part, and then slide it into place like so. There you go. Not bad. Not bad at all. Then I need to put something here and here, and then I was going to use the wire, the metal wire, but I think I'm going to use a regular styrene sheet, like the long tubings to hold into there, so I can hold it into place. And speaking of styrene sheets, I went to Rigdefield Hobbies, and I finally got my sheets of 1.0 millimeter. This is good. I don't feel like sandwiching in 2 plates just to make 1 millimeter, you could say. I wish he had 2, but I'll find it. I'll get my hands on that. I also picked up some other styrene sheets like this 1/4. What is this? This is, the images is not here. It's 5-piece 0.100 times 144. It's basically a thick block. I don't know if you could see that right there. And this is perfect for certain things to strengthen and detail, as well as these L-shaped angles. This is 3/16. This is the biggest one I could find. I got 2 of them in here. I'm going to use that as guides for this, to hold this into place like so. And the one cool thing that I picked up was this styrene sheet, clear, 0.015 inch thick. This is a clear plate, clear styrene sheet, which is perfect for me to make a clear part to put on top, or on the little I-field generator that I created a moment ago. So that will be great for that. Now, there were other things that I did get. I actually went to Gundam Planet, and for those of you who don't know, I got the Moon Gundam. Can't wait to get that, build that. I also purchased these radar domes, which I have an idea what to do with this. But another reasons why I went to Gundam Planet is because I wanted to get tubing, more thicker tubing, for me to make the fuel tanks. I have this, which is 1/4 inch thick, too small. And I asked if they make any bigger, like maybe 3/4 inch, or maybe a full inch. Unfortunately, Evergreen doesn't make that. If you want something like that, I have to go buy a PVC tubing from, a hardware store. But Rigdefield Hobbies in Rigdefield, New Jersey, now has some Gundam kits. He apparently got his hands on Gundam kits from a store that went under. And I posted the photographs on my Facebook page if you want to go check. I think I'll post it. No, sorry. I was going to say something else, but never mind. But he had this. The Type 94 base jabber. Obviously, this is a P Bandai, and he sold it for $10.25. I had to get this. And I said to myself, this would probably be a good idea to look at this. Fuel tanks. You only get 2, but 2 is enough. And if I have to custom make some more fuel tanks, I will. But I got my fuel tanks, so I may end up cannibalizing. I think I am going to be cannibalizing the base jabber. So there you go. Sorry if this is taking a little longer than normal. Hopefully the next video I'll progress further. But now I need to work on the railgun so you guys can see it.